Good morning, ladies and gents, welcome back to another brand new video. And something I was thinking about before is I never really know what to vlog most days. Just pick up the camera and start recording, start talking, never really know what to say. But this morning, very tired. Got the day off from work, which is a very nice starting day with the usual walk with Odin. But one of the only things that happened the other day with his lead, he's got a retractable lead and that just stopped retracting, so I'm back using the short one. This is his actually car one that goes in the car. It's got a bit of a pull on it, but it's just a bit frustrating because every time he stops to go and sniff, I get pulled across. He doesn't really pull, but it's just a lot of stop starts with the extended one. He can sort of walk ahead or stop. I can walk ahead. I'm just not a huge fan of the stopping and starting. Another thing, I'm woken up with a really dry throat. I thought these nose strips would help, but I turned on my snore and cough detector on my phone, and there's been like 3 hours of snoring or noise detection in the night, which is fantastic. It's probably the reason why. Maybe just start using those mouth strips. But today is a very big day. It is the 1 year anniversary of myself and Kelly. Honestly, it feels like longer. I was telling my nan yesterday that it actually feels like longer. She was surprised it's only been a year, which is good. We get on very well. We are very much in love. But we're gonna go out for a meal and some drinks later. Hoping it gets a bit warmer, but at the minute it is very cold. And like I've said before, one thing I like to do on these morning walks is do my Duolingo, currently on a 93-day streak. Do his own runs around with a cone. But one thing that frustrates me, like I said before, to get the max XP, I do the double XP and then just do a load of the speaking practice exercises, because you get 40 XP when it's double. So I just shoot the leaderboard, currently sat top. But it's annoying that with the speech, they haven't got like a sentence to say that picks up on your accent card. Like when you set up Siri or Google, you say a certain sentence and it picks up on your accent, because there's sometimes I do that. I don't register at all for a few of the phrases, which is very annoying, but doing well. French is getting better, although I was going to try and say something in French, but mine just went completely blank, as it always does. But yeah, that's just one of my morning frustrations, along with the dog lead. My brain definitely doesn't seem to function without caffeine in the mornings. Everything seems all over the place. Like when I start talking to the camera, I want things to flow rather than just to have things in my mind floating about that I want to talk about. For example, like talking about the dry throat, dog lead, anniversary. I want to try and almost link them all. But anyway, that's just me and my brain, but I like things to flow. Anyway, speaking of coffee and caffeine, one thing I'm trying to do to help with the sleep, because the last 2 weeks I've had very poor sleep, is cut down my caffeine. I say that as I feel a large confetti here, but I think I'm going to have, I don't know, all of this now, half of this now, say the rest maybe for later, or have all of this now and then decaf later. I know I always say like decafs, or you always see death before decaf, all that kind of jazz, but I just like to taste the coffee, and obviously it still helps me get some water in, hydration and all that. But I just rather have this in the afternoon, the decaf, rather than have another regular coffee and then struggle to sleep in the evenings. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm probably not getting deep enough sleep. But gonna have this now, make some breakfast, just the usual, and then I'll be over to a vault for another upper body session. The other night I slept on this shoulder. I slept out the bed, and then in the middle of the night I rolled over and it was really painful. Like I'd been stretching it too much. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that fares during this bench. That coffee has definitely woken up my brain, but the rest of my body still feels tired and absolutely freezing cold, so I might even train in joggers for the first time in a while. Even though it is June, it should be summer, but it's absolutely freezing cold. What is going on with the weather? But one thing I got the other day, it was a hair product. Excuse the mane, when I wash my hair, it just all fluffs out the way I've been tying it back. It just comes off in these curtains. And I always think, because I'm tying it back so much, if I hold it back here, I almost feel like I'm getting like a little bald spot just there, like I'm just tightening it back too much. So I bought this sort of sea salt spray. Yeah, the same company I get the beard oil from. So I'm gonna using some of that to give me that wet look. So just a couple of sprays. That was more than a couple of sprays. And just slick it back, and then that should hold it in position. Obviously it's not going to hold it there for the whole session. I will still probably put the hat on, but it's just nice not having to, like say, wear the hat or have to tie it back. So maybe give us a couple of minutes to set, and then we'll be off to the gym to have probably another mediocre upper body session. The music was just a little too loud and I had too much singing for my microphone to differentiate between my voice and the music, so another voiceover it is. And to be honest, I was kind of glad as my energy levels continued to crash on the way over here, so I just wanted to get the session done as fast as possible really. Bench felt good despite the little wobble you're about to see here on the 4th rep. My life flashed before my eyes a bit because I thought the dumbbell was just going to come crashing down onto my skull, but thankfully it didn't. I was able to just squeeze out the 4th rep before dropping down by 20% to the 40s for, I think it was 3 sets of 8. Again, go from the 50s to the 40s. Just felt very light. I think maybe I'm taking a little bit too much, a bit too much off. So I think next we could only drop it down by 10%. So aiming for the 50s for 5, and then drop down to the 45s for 8. Again, I had to do some quick maths in my brain just about got that question right. And then onto the usual bench rows, and to be completely honest, I thought this would be the session. I was unable to get the 5x5, but surprisingly managed to get all 5 sets done, albeit using a bit of body English, making this more of a seal, being super strict, but that's what is kind of expected when you start getting heavy on these, to squeeze your glutes, let your legs come up and row in, but I'll keep an eye on that. Incline bench, dropped the weight again this week. I considered supersetting these with dumbbell flies, but my right shoulder just wasn't having any of it, so just kept inclines in by themselves. Dropped down to the 28s, so even lighter than last week, and just about managed 3 sets of 12. After the first set of 12, I was very, very skeptical that I would manage the second set of 12, but we persevered. And then just these standard pull downs, but managed to hit all sets of 12 with I think 25 on each side. So definitely an increase in weight will be next week, and then we'll drop it down to 10s. And then normally to finish a session I go into an arms superset, but I thought I'd add in a bit more delt work, so I paired push downs with lean inside lateral raises, and by leaning in, the side delt is pretty much kept on constant tension throughout the movement, which is very nice. And then I paired machine curls with some incline rear delt flies. I'm starting to see that my arms are a little bit bigger than my delt, so it's starting to look a little bit misproportioned. So that's something I'm definitely going to try and work on and not neglect delt work going forwards. So this is something I've been thinking about doing for the last couple of weeks, and that's just a little physique update since we are 8 weeks into this diet and just over 5 kilos down. I think 5.4 kilos down. So I'm feeling good. Energy levels in the gym aren't dropping at all. Still feeling relatively strong, although the strength numbers are dropping. That's expected with all the run I'm doing and the increase in endurance stuff. So the sort of balance is slowly shifting more towards the run endurance, which I'm sort of finally coming to terms with. But anyway, let's just get on. This is purely for me and just because, yeah, more content in it. And also I've got a bit of an upper body pump still from that session. But again, here is Physique. Again, lost a bit of fluff over the belly. I've got nothing to compare it to. Maybe I'll put the one from however long ago it was. I'll try and find that and stick that here somewhere side by side. But again, probably the worst lighting possible. But here we are. This is the front, side, back. It's back in. I've been thinking about shaving my whole back. I did trim it at the top and the sides, but there's just a lot of hair. But there's the back, and then let's see. So working with the lower half. Again, I feel like I can get a bit more definition. That's probably because I've dropped some body fat, but I feel like my legs are looking a lot smaller these days since all the running, but especially in today's session with those sort of baggier shorts, everything just felt smaller. But yeah, here is the current rig. Like the quads, abs. So I'm probably gonna rewatch that and absolutely hate it, but it is what it is. That's a little physique update. 8 weeks into the diet, aren't we, mister? And probably another 4 to go. We'll see what we're looking like then, and then sort of determine from there in terms of how I'm feeling performance wise. And I still would like to lose a bit more body fat purely just for that performance benefit. Just have to change the settings back because I was looking far too pale. But what I was saying was, yeah, I'll have a bit more usable mass, because obviously body fat's just unusable besides extra insulation. So that's the plan with this. There's no sort of set goal weight, just sort of see how lean I get while feeling good and performing well. But the plan now is to have a small lunch, freshen up, play with Mr. Odin for a little bit, and then head off to see Kelly for a little drink, and we haven't decided if we're going for food or cooking something ahead. That was one of the most infuriating drives ever. Left house at 4:30, it's currently 6:15, so it's taking me an hour and 15 minutes to get to Kelly's when it should take at most 35-40 minutes. Granted, I did stop a few times, which is another reason that's why I'm extra frustrated, because there were 2 flower shops I wanted to stop at. Both said they closed at 5. Got there around 25 to 5. Both were shut. All lights off, business completely closed. So why say you're going to open until 5 when you close at 4:30? Just doesn't make any sense. But stopped and got Kelly some flowers, some peonies, not the ones I wanted, because I wanted to get some nice ones, but it's my fault for leaving it to the day. And I also got I haven't actually checked what it looks like, one of those night skies of the first day we had last year. It just says a little quote saying, start out with a gift with a love heart, because I like to send a lot of gifts, and it was one of the first messages I sent to her. So hopefully she likes it, hopefully it's turned out okay. But yeah, I'm going to just take a minute just to cool off, do some woosahs, and then head upstairs and get the anniversary of our first date started. So this video started off a bit of a downer, then I'd say it went better as my I had a good session, a surprisingly good session, and then yeah, I'm excited for the evening. So I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.